All right, guys, I got a ton of replays to get through today. I love playing the game, but as much as I love playing the game, I also like seeing, what other people in our community have been up to. And there's a lot of stuff that I have to share. So I'm going to start at the top, kind of work my way down, and we'll see how it goes. So first, I've got some replays from Tanker, who's doing some ladder matches. So let's get right into it. So Tanker, he goes also by the alias Gilles Le Breton. I just want to listen to my audio, make sure it's okay here. All right, guys. Yeah, it seems all right. So let's see how it goes. I think this maybe Tanker's strongest faction is Beastmen. It'd be a load to deal with Gilles. With Malagor. But we'll see how it goes. So, army selects. What do we have here from Bretonia? We've got the double hippos, Henri le Massif, and the Lord, both on those flying, terrifying mounts. Good to bring terror bombs against beastmen, so I can certainly appreciate that choice. Interestingly, there's a heavy load of foot squires in this army. One, two, three units of foot squires, 4 units of foot squires, 5 units of foot squires. So foot squires should do well against all of that sort of low tier beastman infantry. So good choice there, I suppose. To counter that, Tanker's got these Brescians on chariots, and they can sort of run shop on those foot squires. Knights of the Realm here, who can cause some charging, nothing too exciting. Knights of the Lionheart on the other side. And of course the Damsel of Life to keep these casters alive. For Tanker, in terms of spells, he's brought the Manticore Summon and another Manticore Summon. So it's a ladder match, but it's not a tournament game. So you are allowed to bring double of the same spell. So Tanker's doing that because it's not prohibited yet in ladder. So there you go. Hi, Nameless. I'll get to yours. I'll probably. Yeah, I can do yours next, no problem. And then we'll go do another Tanker game after. So early fights here. Spears and Goreherd are gonna get into things. I'm gonna slow it down just a little bit because there's a lot going on here. So Goreherd are gonna try and slip the gap, try and get it to the archer lines, but some counter charging going here from the foot squires. The Brave Shaman of Beast is on the move, though. He's going to interrupt those foot squires, and we'll see if the Goreherd can force path their way through there. In terms of the back line, it looks like the Lord is trying to get into the Brave Shaman of Beasts. We'll see how that goes. Goreherd getting into some bowmen. Spears are coming to try and bail the bowmen out, but they took a lot of damage. Look at that. Look at that damage. This is just regular Goreherd, but tagged on Peasant Bowman. They've already cut them 75% HP just off of one charge. That is insane damage, but I guess it was, all the models were up. That's a lot, though. Wow. On this side, the Chaos Warhounds with Poison have been hit by the Knights of the Realm, so they are going to break. They'll rally for sure, and I bet they'll be coming back. Unfortunately, the Razor Goreherd were left behind and not with them. The Chaos Warhounds plus Razor Goreherd probably could have killed the Knights of the Lionhearted. The Knights of the Realm. In the back, some Manticore summons are going to start tagging Henri le Massif. The two lords are going to, two flying mounts are going to fight the Manticore. But meanwhile, the Brave Shaman of Beast is going to be like, okay, I'm out of here. Going to run shop on some of your infantry. On the far side, we have some Chaos Warhounds looking to get into those archer lines. Razor Goreherd hitting the foot squires and doing some nice damage there. Malagor has gotten onto the Damsel of Life. That's a very costly mistake for the Bretonians, allowing the life caster to be caught by by a footlord. So that could come back to haunt him. Over here, we've got kind of a full collapse on this other flank. Only 1 unit of foot squires is left, and these Knights of the Lionheart or Knights of the Realm are very close to being overrun. But yeah, as Bretonian, if there's one rule as a Bretonian, it's protect your lady, because she's your lifeblood, literally, and if you don't have access to heals, it's going to be tough to keep the Lord and Henri le Massif active. And I think she dropped pretty early in the game, but granted, there's a lot to micro going on right now. I mean, look, there was pressure in the back line with the archers and other things, so I can certainly understand how that happened. Bestigor Herd getting in a nice rear charge here on the foot squires. 2 units of Bestigor Herd plus Malagor are going to be able to dice those up pretty nicely. Meanwhile, the Brave Shaman of Beast is trying desperately to get away from Henri le Massif and others, and the Manticore Summon is coming down here and going to lock him up for a little bit here and do some nice damage. And any damage that goes on there is permanent, so the double Manticore Summon is giving Tanker an access to a counter to the flying goon squad of Bretonnia. At the very least, keeping them busy and occupied. But repeated cycle charging is coming in here. Brave Shaman Beast is going to take a lot of damage from each of those cycle charges. And here comes a vicious rear charge in the back from the Knights of the Lion Heart into the Bestigor Herd. Bestigor Herd are going to turn around and try and smack them. Fortunately for them, the Foot Squires had just broken, so they're not fighting on two flanks. But still, that was a really nice charge that's going to be painful. Granted, there is a really strong infantry pocket here that is sort of centralized around Morgar, and the Chaos Spawn have spawned. Over here, the Peasant Bowmen are shooting into the infantry blob, and now Taker is going to have to be very careful, deciding how he's going to respond to the presence of the archers, which still have a lot of ammo, while not stretching himself too thin, because of course the Bretonians still have the flying Henri le Massif. It looks like a Manticore has been, of course, yeah, they also have the Lord. Another Manticore has been summoned, perhaps just in the nick of time, to do some damage on the Lord, but this Brave Shaman of Beast has been tagged probably out of it. Looks like Taker's still forgotten about this Razorgore herd, but again, he's very active, microing everything in this pocket, just trying to get max value out of his infantry and secure the infantry win here. Let's see if those Razorgores become a factor late game. Archers, it looks like they're still free to fire, so I'm not sure why they've decided to reposition here. Maybe Morgar is going to just dive the archer line and try and muck them up. But yeah, I think the infantry is decisively in Bretonia's favor, sorry, in the Beastmen's favor. And then the question is, can they deal with these heroes? Aggregate damage is just kind of chipped away at Henri le Massif. So interestingly, it's showing a healing cap bar there. I didn't see him get any heals, so I'm not sure why that would be displaying, but he's taking a lot of damage, let's put it that way. Charge coming here from Knights of the Realm, and spears are trying to intercept, but they're going to be a little bit late to the party. But Razorgores they're back in action. Tanker has reactivated them. He'll be looking to countercharge with the Razorgore. At the very least, he can keep them with the infantry blob and put out some AP damage on them every time they come in. Bestigor herds are trying to get away from the fire of the archers, and Balance Fire creeping in favor of Beastmen. But yeah, this Brave Shaman Beast is being escorted off the field by the Lord. So, I mean, the Lord has gone pretty far out of the fight at this point. Maybe he needs to be diving on Morgar, but I guess he was kind of tired of dealing with those Manticore summons. I'm not sure how many Tanker had left. I did see at least 2 Manticores go off. There may have been more. It looks like Tanker's trying to consolidate his forces into the woods and just shield himself from a little bit of this archer fire. There are 2 units with ammo left, but not very much ammo. So we'll see. I'm going to fast forward just a wee bit here because we can see that he's just going into the woods. So Morgar is a little bit separated from his army here. And Henri and the Lord are probably going to race over there, try and tag Morgar. Let me fast forward a little bit here again. So consolidating in the woods, and how's this going to go down? Knights of the Lionhearted squaring up with the other Knights of the Realm. Actually, that's a pretty healthy unit still. That could do some work. Maybe that was a... I don't know what that... I thought I saw a cast or something go down. Maybe that was a leadership buff from Morgar. I'm not sure. Razorgore herd are going to get in here on the Knights of the Realm, but they weren't screened, and a rear charge from a terror-causing unit could cause these guys to break immediately. Yep. That's exactly what happened. So I think these should have been held in reserve. Infantry should have taken the hit, and then they should have countercharged rather than going in straight away. But Tanker's got a plan for everything, and there it is. Chaos Spawn are going to be summoned. They're going to do a lot of damage to this once healthy unit of Knights of the Realm. Down to 35 unit models, and leadership getting a bit sketched out. Shots are coming in here, but shots are hitting, I think, mostly the Chaos Spawn, which is just a summon unit anyway, so it's kind of a way of baiting out some ammo. This Lord is sitting pretty here, though. He could have been doing some work. If he came in here with Henri le Massif, maybe they could have... Yeah, well, probably not fought it with the Chaos Spawn there, but up until that point, they maybe could have. But Beastmen creeping ahead. They did a lot of damage to this unit of Knights of the Realm, cut them down by about half HP. The Spearmen screen are going to get stuck by the infantry. I think they're probably going to shatter. I think they've probably broken and rallied 3 times now. And if they shatter, they're off the map for good. These Knights of the Lionhearted kind of come in on the side, do some work, but Bestigor herd will countercharge them and probably break them. Down to 17 unit models, it's looking dicey for them. Archers here shooting into, I don't know, Angors or something like that. On the far side, some Bestigor herd are going to get chopped up pretty good. But Henri le Massif somehow got tagged with the Chaos spawn again. I don't know if he didn't succeed to take off. It was a failure to lift off. You guys speak with flight control over there. But Chaos spawn netting a lot of value for Tanker right now while he wraps up the rest of this infantry force. So this game's pretty much done. Let's just see the final hurrah from Bretonnia. Lord up in the air, gonna cycle charge. The Knights are gonna try their best. Some archer fire, but at this point, ooh, some terror routes. It's always an issue with Bretonnia, with Beastmen, but Morgar's going hard here, and he's gonna be able to hold the line. So nice stuff there out of Tanker. All right, we'll do Nameless next. We'll do Nameless next. The aptly named Oof Nameless. We got Greenskins versus the Chevalier de Lyonesse. And Nameless is playing Greenskins. Ooh, I love Greenskin games. That's good. So wow, 2 games in a row where we see Henri and yeah, Greenskins. So light cav build with some bacon, and oh, it's a pretty cool map. I'm digging it. Archers, Wurzag. He's gonna wog everything. Are these Savage Orcs? Savage Orc Biggins. This is a fun unit. I love this unit. I used to bring them because they're cool. I've gone away from them, but man, they are a treat to watch. They do so much damage when they're in the right place at the right time. Goblin Wolf Riders looks like a vanguarded unit has been tagged here. Mounted yeomen are able to respond to them pretty quickly. They're also very fast. But these guys will rally, and they still have a decent number of unit models. Not the end of the world. Charge coming in here from yeomen into the Savage Orc Biggins. These guys are anti-large, so if they can, take the charge and not break, they're going to start putting it out on these yeomen and other things. Shots are coming in here from Goblin Archers. At least they're trying to. They'll be shooting into the backs because the Knights are no longer facing them. I think the shots are going into the Life Caster. They are, which is the right choice. Whenever you can take the Life Caster off the field, that is a priority target for sure. So nice stuff there from Nameless. Savage Orc begins going into Peasant Mob. I'm going to lock them up and make short work of them. Over here, Boar Boys are fighting in the woods, so they're going to get the penalty to the large for fighting in the woods. But so is all this Bretonnian Cav, so that's a thing. They are vulnerable to terror routing from their low leadership. Oh, Savage Foot of Gork, and look at Balance Bar just creeping right on up. That is vicious. Look at how many. I gotta slow this down. Knights Errant, Mounted Yeoman, Peasant Mob. 4 units pretty much erased from that. Some Spearhead Arms took a little bit of damage there, and that Wog is putting these guys. They got it at the right time, man. 56 melee attack, 30 weapon strength AP. These guys, amazingly, only 0 kills, only 3 kills, and only 5 kills. Perhaps because they didn't get the charge bonus and because of the fighting in the woods thing. But I'm sure they're gonna start. They're gonna start killing some stuff. Over here, the shots are really starting to hurt this this Life Wizard, the Damsel, and I think the Chevaliers need to be much more careful with her and try and get her back. They're going to pop an Earthblood, but still in range of those Goblin Archers. Over here, these defenders of the Fleur-de-Lis are going to get into Savage Orc Biggins, but Biggins are giving it out. 1 unit is holding versus 4. Not for long. Oh, he could have just stuck it, but yeah. Savage Orc Biggins going to take a rear charge over here, so that's a little painful. And over here, we've got some Goblin Wolf Riders that looks like they got caught by some infantry and some other things, so not sure what happened there. There's a secondary fight over here, which I didn't even notice. Spears being screened by some so the Wolf Riders are being screened by some spears, so probably these guys need to get on their horses, wolves, and rotate over here, just get away from that spear screen, and maybe rotate in some Orc Boys or some other things to deal with that. Knights Errant are going to get in here and tag some Goblin Archers, so that's a little bit painful. Yeah. And Wurzag is starting to get in a little bit of a dicey position. So Greenskin, you always got to be careful with your leadership. So what's going to come protect Wurzag? We'll see. I think maybe Wurzag's going to have to drop a net and scoot back over to his infantry corps over here. We will see. I'd like to see these guys come in and put a nice rear charge on this infantry. That would break all of them very quickly. The Goblin Wolf Riders looks like they've been lost in the woods here. Balance Power shifting in favor of Bretonia, so we'll see if there's any tricks up Nameless's sleeve here from the Greenskins. See if they've got a cunning plan. Over here, oof. Rapunzel is going to get a charge in on Wurzag. Wurzag's going to try and give it back to her, but I'm not sure if he's blinded. She has an ability that can blind things if it's procced. I don't see that debuff on him yet. But yeah, Wurzag taking a lot of damage. Going to need to pull out of there for sure. Peasant Mob blocking up some Goblin Archers, but the rear charge coming in here from some Boar Boys who perhaps have rallied. This unit of Knights Errant has chased the Goblin Archers off into the Shadow Realms, but I think they might have been better used trying to get in on Wurzag. Now, we have to watch this Life Caster because she's very low. If she dies, that could maybe turn things around a little bit for the Greenskins who are ahead off of that early foot of Gork, but are now sort of slipping behind a little bit. But Wurzag's putting the moves on Rapance, and Rapance doesn't have any other mass with her, so oof. Another hit in the back of Wurzag. His leadership is at about the 33% mark, but gonna get stuck at some Orc Boys. And Rapance has got this Sword of Lyonesse, but oh, Wurzag's gonna pop the Awakening. Wait, no, that's not Wurzag. That's the Life Caster popping the Dwellers below, and it's gonna do a lot of damage to those Orc Boys. And free up Lyonesse, who's gonna try and probably push on to Wurzag still, but Wurzag's back with his boys. He's got these Savage Orcs, and he's gonna probably. Did he bring the net? I haven't seen the net go down yet. The Effigy of the Git. I'd like to see Effigy of the get popped here on Henri, but Wurzag's been given her. So Wog number 2 is popped, and just in the nick of time perhaps, because Greenskins are on the rope here. Infantry has been mostly won by Greenskins. There are some Boar Boys left here. But if Wurzag goes down, that's GG for the Greenskins. Over here, Goblin Wolf Riders are distracting a couple units of Spears, and there are some more that have rallied and could be a factor late in this fight. Orc Boar Boy is going to get a rear charge into some Peasant Mob. I think they need to be tagging probably Henri and Rapance, but we'll see. We got to get back here being popped, just keeping these Orc Boar Boys fighting. And do we have shots coming in from the Goblin Archers? Nope, they're facing the wrong way, but maybe they'll turn around soon. There they go. Shots from the Greenskins going into Henri le Massif. Not AP shots, but that's pretty decent. Pretty decent damage from the Goblin Archers for a unit that costs like 300 gold and doesn't have AP shots. But he's a big target. Wurzag actually ends up fleeing through his archers, which maybe is a good thing for him because it sort of locked up Henri le Massif. Le Massif could have waited a little bit. Over here, the Life Caster is still hanging on by a thread. Balance Bar is pretty far gone, so I'll be surprised if the Greenskins can pull it back now with their leadership off, and Henri pretty healthy. No, sorry, Henri's not healthy, but Rapance is pretty healthy. Well, we'll see. Who knows? Henri is staying way too long in this unit of Goblin Archers. He needs to just finish off Wurzag. But yeah, Orc Boys, they're in here. If Wurzag dies, though, leadership's going to be an issue. Terror routing, maybe. But killing Henri is really the big thing, because if Henri goes down, I don't know. I don't think Rapance can grind through all of this infantry. She does have anti-infantry bonus, and she is like a legendary lord and all of that jazz. But look at these crazy Goblin Wolf Riders just screaming and coming in here, but. Oh, they're going to get a snare. This would be the most amazing comeback if the Greenskins could do it. I don't think they can, but stranger things have happened. So the Life Caster, Scroll of Shielding with the damage resist. She's going to escape. Henri is losing decisively. So just the damage of the Savage Orc Biggins is certainly paying dividends. They do have anti-large bonus. And yeah, Scroll of Shielding is going to drop soon, I think. Greenskins are hanging on by the skin of their teeth here. Orc Boys are going to come over here. Henri is taking shots again now. Not cycle charging at this point in time. Oh, Goblin Wolf Riders. No, that's all she wrote. So yeah, I shaved it out. I felt like I needed to get a bit cleaner. Feels good. It's almost spring here, so I'm looking forward to that. Thanks for sending that, Namless. That was fun. Yeah. Huge feat. The Foot of Gork at the beginning was absolutely savage. You won the infantry fight. I think these... oh, wow, yeah, the unit of Goblin Wolf Riders that got you 60 kills. I think 2 of them got picked early from the UMN. And then I think they got caught up on a spear screen for a little bit there. And these guys, the Orc Boar Boys, they do a lot of damage. But they're very vulnerable to terror routing, so something like Henri Le Massif can break them very easily. So if you are going to bring them, my suggestion would be to support them with some sort of a leadership buff. The Broken Tusk mob do have an encourage effect, so if you pair them with the Broken Tusk mob, that can certainly help. You could also just mix in a couple of Goblin Big Bosses just to stabilize their leadership, or even keep them with Wurzag, because Wurzag's got that get back here leadership buffs. Plus 12 leadership from Wurzag, encourage effect, and then the Orc Boar Boys might stick around and fight a little bit. But the Savage Orc Biggins were cool, and they absolutely went ham on everything. Goblin Archers were decent too. I mean, I think they did pretty good damage on Henri. So, yeah. So yeah, I mean, you know, in fairness to Namless, that he was running a 20 stack, and I do think Greenskins are one of the hardest factions to play. Microwave 20 units is tough to do, and I tried to do it last night and failed. So with my Deathcaster, instead I was like, you just dove your Deathcaster into my backline. It happens, but yeah. All right, so I got another one from Tanker here. I'm going to just go down the list now. We've got Tanker versus someone named Sorvi. Again, this is a ladder match. This time Tanker is playing Bretonnia as Gilles, as the Repants faction. What's it called again? I don't know. Chevalier de Lyonesse or something. I don't know. So a bit of a swap, because the last matchup Tanker was playing Beastman against Bretonnia. Crazy, 3 games in a row we're seeing this sub-faction be picked. So getting a lot of Bretonian runs. Spiffy's going to be happy to watch these games, I'm sure. So we've got the Aya Morslib, Cygor chucking rocks. In the back, a couple of Razorgore Herd, some Chaos Spawn, and yeah, early shots coming into the Knights Errant. Tanker trying to dodge it, but I think in that formation, that pizza formation, they're especially vulnerable to the Cygor rocks. He's going to get a charge in here on the spears, which are not braced. Not the worst in the world. And we'll see if he tries to force path his way through here. He did a lot of damage to the spears. I mean, probably worth it. These Chaos Spawn are hustling. They're hustling. They've been on the treadmill. They're trying to catch him, but not fast enough. This lens formation does give them faster acceleration, so it makes it easier for them to pull out. But that Cygor rock is punishing. One rock just killed about 5 units. So maybe think twice about the pizza formation if you're going against the Cygor. Over here, we've got Razorgore Herd dicing up some Peasant Mob and Knights Errant. So 2 units of Knights Errant going in for some early charges, taking a beating. But Gotrek is here. And he's going to be in here with the Chaos Spawn and other things, just absolutely wailing on them with Felix. So this pocket may be going to go in favor of Bretonnia, but we'll see. It's not going to be easy. Knights Errant scooting away, but Archer Fire is starting to do some damage here. I think they are shooting the Razorgore Herd, which is an excellent choice. Razorgore Herd do a lot of damage. These Spearmen are holding for dear life here. If this Peasant Mob breaks, then Tanker's going to have to start sending in reserves to protect these archers, but he has some reserves here. He's got Foot Squires, he's got Battle Programs, so not all is lost for Bretonnia. A nice bait and switch here from Tanker with the Knights of the Realm. Sons of Goros going to get caught up on some Foot Squires and take some shots from the Bretonian Archer Overwatch. Over here, just a pit fight between Morgar the Shadowgrave and his minions, and Gotrek, Felix, and Rapance. Neither one willing to sort of back down from this fight. Balance Bar is slightly in favor of Beastman at this point, so we'll see how that nets out. Cygor has decided to continue to chuck rocks into these Knights Errant, I believe. But over here, shots from the Bowmen are going to take out those Angor Herd using that superior range to full effect. Razorgore's Herd have dived into the back line. Foot Squires are desperately trying to chase him. Razorgore can do pretty well against all of that, so we'll see. And the Sons of Goros are also free and harassing this back line. Tanker's out of reserve Cav right now, so that's really tough. Chaos Spawn are going to lock up the Foot Squires, which is going to completely free up the Razorgore Herd and Sons of Goros to do what they want. In this midline pocket fight, though, I think these Chaos Spawn are going to start to disintegrate shortly. And Gotrek is... it looks like he's fighting some spheres here, but they're going to break soon, and then he's going to get into some juicy targets like the Minotauros, the Chaos Spawn, and and Morgur. So we're going to have to watch that closely. Of course, Felix is pretty good against infantry, as is Rapunzel. So I think Tanker opting to go with those two Footlords against Morgur, against the predicted Morgur the Shadowgrave, not a bad choice. And interestingly, I mean, with the support heals of Felix, you got 3 duelists who can go in and put a ton of pressure on Morgur. And Morgur, he's got to think twice about going into that sort of blob. So if the Beastmen lose their leadership, that could change the fate of the realm for the Beastmen. Some shots here still going into Sons of Goros, trying to get those off the field. Razor Gore Herd's still pretty healthy, and these Chaos Spawn have mulched the rest of the the Bretonnian backline. The balance of power still pretty much dead even, but maybe ebbing slightly in favor of Bretonnia. But here comes Gotrek, and this is devastating for Beastmen. If they lose Morgur the Shadowgrave, then who knows how things are going to go. So Beastmen in control of the field right now, but Bretonnia in control of the hero pocket and the center of the map. And if he drops, I mean, it's going to be really hard to kill that hero pocket. Of course, there is the Cygor. The Cygor can certainly do it. And the other question is, what's going to chase Morgur off the map? Morgur can, of course, regen. And he's nowhere... I mean, yes, his healing bar has shown, but he can still power heal a lot there. And Bretonnia has lost all forms of mobility. So he could go to the end of the map, heal up, rally. And there's still a lot of Beastmen stuff on the field. So game is far from over. But balance bar slightly in favor of Bretonnia for the first time in this game. Shots are coming in here from to Rapunzel. There are some Sons of Goros and other things here that are still really healthy. So Bretonnia, they can't really chase too much because the mobility is on the side of the Beastmen at this point. They can probably dive these Ungor Raiders, but unfortunately for Bretonnia, they are out of luck on chasing Morgur. They lost all their cav from the rocks of the Cygor. Cygor is going to shoot happily and freely with his remaining rocks into the Foot Squires and probably eliminate what's left of the Bretonnian infantry, and then it's just going to be hero time at the end. I'm going to fast forward slightly. We're going to see what goes on here. Razor Gore Herd are going to charge into Repents and Co. But they're not supported by the leadership of Morgur. Morgur did get stuck up in some Battle Pilgrims here. Nice charge coming over here, tagging these Battle Pilgrims, and they're probably going to break, I would think. The leadership held out for surprisingly longer than I would have expected. Look at this Cygor rock going right into Gotrek. Absolutely savage. Warp Gaze saying, no, Gotrek, you may not. But once that drops, I'm sure Gotrek is going to tunnel vision that Cygor and try and put him out of line. Spearhead arms are back. Rock looks like it just slightly missed there. Balance bar still in favor of Bretonnia here, so interesting stuff. Gotrek is going to tag the Eye of Moresleep, and we'll see how that goes down. Big rocks coming on Gotrek, but looked like that one whiffed, and Gotrek is chopping him up pretty good. Chunks of health are just flesh is just dripping off of this Eye of Moresleep right now. Oh, but Gotrek changes his mind. He sees Morgur exposed, and little indecision there from Bretonnia. Maybe, what's the speed of this guy? 39? So Gotrek's 42. I mean, he probably could have stuck it, but there was a risk he might have got tagged in all of this cavalry and other things, so. Deciding to keep the pressure on the Eye of Moresleep here, and this hero pocket is, I guess, kind of stuck in the back dealing with everything else. But Tanker's got to try and consolidate here because, I mean, Gotrek can do damage, but one thing he is vulnerable to is just getting surrounded and killed. And he needs the support of Felix to be with him to keep him online. So I'm going to fast forward again a little bit here because there is a bit of bump and grind coming. And now we're going to see the bash and smash going on here. So this is kind of in favor of Tanker, I think. Because Eye of Moresleep's not here, so maybe a little bit of a preemptive charge here from the Beastmen. Morgur was not in there, the Eye of Moresleep was not in there, and yeah, I think this one's going to go to Tanker. We'll see. So credit to the Bretonnian player who probably could have, kited that indefinitely, but he's going to stick it in there to the end. And win number 2 for Tanker. All right, we're going on to the next match. So we got another ladder match from Tanker. I'm going to mix it up. We'll come back to that one because we just saw a Tanker match. So let's do one from Sadao and Scythian. So here we got Sadao playing double Bone Giant and Casket, double Bone Giant. He's very strong with these Sepulchre Stalkers in the back. It's a build he's very familiar with and very good at playing. Scythian is going with the Way Watchers. Going to try and use the stealth to get in range of the Bone Giants and other things to just snap them out. Spear screen, will do fine. And some fire damage for some AP shooting. Vampire Counts, not going to help Scythian at all with the shootout. What are the Dark Elves bring? They're kind of the X factor here. Some Harpies, very little shooting. There's the Crone Helibron on a Cauldron, some Harpy Overwatch, some Blackguard across the board. 3 units of Blackguard, very, very good against Vampire Counts, so a super solid pick. Witch Elves to pin large. Witch Elves and Blackguard should be a very strong pick against Vampire Counts. Crone Helibron, of course, is also a very good pick against Vampire Counts because if she just goes through her Blackguard, and then she's got her Mortis Engine effect, she's going to grind down all of that infantry. And it's going to put a lot of pressure on the Vampire Counts to try and take her out. And to take her out, they're going to have to go through the Blackguard. So maybe it was a different one than you imagined, Sadao, but this is the replay I received from you. So if you have another replay, feel free to send it to me. I'm going to just show this one for now, but yeah, feel free to drop it in the replay channel. Over here, the Corpse Cart taking some shots from the Bone Giants, and then some Skelly Warriors. It's supposed to be Greenskins versus DW. What's DW? DW. I don't know what DW is. Trying to think of factions. What else? Greenskins versus what else? It should be WD? I don't know. WE is usually what off. Anyway, Way Watchers, Hawkeyes of Jakira, and Way Watchers put in the back. Wardens of Sithral. This is a great play from Scythian. I really like the Vanguard ability of the what else? And the Way Watchers plus the Wardens of Sithral. It's a very, very powerful combo. Can do a lot of damage. These Blackguard are getting chunked down. They're down at about already 75% of the HP has been chunked off. Is this? Oh, this is a game that. I think, is this me playing the Dark House? Am I playing with Sadao? Oh, I think this is, maybe I cast this game already. I think this is me playing the Dark Elf. I gotta check afterwards. I think this is my game actually. Maybe I clicked on the wrong one here. I sort of remember this one. Then Helibron gets overextended and they hit me. Yeah, I'm gonna fast forward this one because I remember this one. And then she takes a beating. Dwarf. Yeah, DW's Dwarf. Yeah, she takes a beating from these guys, and then I barely cycle through here, and we ended up pulling this one out. Yeah, this is me playing. It's me playing Dark Elf. I didn't even remember. Okay, I'm gonna skip this one because I know how this went. Yeah, that's me and Sadao playing together against Scythian Z Melon. Whoops, I must have clicked on the wrong one here. Sadao Artie. Is this the one you wanted me to cast, Sadao? Sadao Artie, Vampire Coast versus Tomb King? Let's... Dowie. There's one... Is there a Dowie game? From Sadao. Do I have a Dowie game from Sadao? I don't think so. I'll take a quick look again in the Discord. Yeah, I think maybe we got the wrong save file there. Yeah, this is definitely not the right one. So what do we got here? It's weird that it's giving me this error message. Did they just do an update in like the past 5 minutes? That's kind of weird. Hopefully it doesn't affect how these games went. I'm gonna just keep on going quick here. I'll do one with Tanker. Yeah, Sadao, I think this is the wrong one. So send me the right file and I'll get that one casted. So here's a different take. Bretonnia versus Norska. I asked Tanker what his favorite factions are. He says Greenskins, Bretonnia, and Beastmen. I think his strongest might be Beastman, but he's getting a lot of experience with Bretonia. And Bretonia is also a Horde faction. They could do a 20 stack easily. And he likes those Horde faction micro 20 units kind of playstyle. Hard to do, but if you can manage it, then it's awesome. So here we go. Spearhead Arms on the flanks, screening some Knights of the Realm. Very nice stuff. Pizza wedges. Pizza. We've got Henri Le Massif and a Lord, so double Griffin. That's becoming maybe a meta here. I'm seeing it more than the Luan Kerr now. I'm expecting there to be a life caster, and there is. She's on foot in the back, so these guys are going to have to run back to their life caster to get the heals when they need them. Spearman at Arms are going to screen off these Marauder Horsemen. Shields are going to take that, no problem. Are these guys going to use the ammo? No, opting not to use it. So this opponent obviously knows what they're doing and being smart with the ammo. They've turned off fire at will, trying to use it very carefully. They're going to try and use it on Henri Le Massif and the Lord instead. Little touch and go action. Lord is going to tag some Marauders, but want to get out of there ASAP. They probably could have... I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't know. Going after the Skinwolf Werekin, interesting choice. Skinwolf Werekin has anti-large. He's got heals. Very hard unit to take off of the field. So I don't know how that's going to work out for tanker. I'm guessing not very well. Armored Skinwolves are going to try and respond to turn. Yeah, a little bit of damage taken by the Lord, and I think not much damage put out on the Skinwolf Werekin. So I don't think that was worth it. I would have tried to attack wherever the Skinwolf Werekin was not, but it pulled a lot of resources to this side of the field, and because of that. This side of the field is open, and here come the Knights in the Star Wars for this. It's like there's pizza, and I gotta find out the name of that Star Wars ship that looks kind of like that formation. I'm gonna Google that afterwards. Anyways, shots here from Peasant Bowman. Gonna go into the Marauder Horsemen, take them out of action. Nice stuff from Tanker. Honor the Massif is gonna run, try and escape. Skinwolves chasing after him. Rear charge is coming in here from Knights of the Realm. Going to be responded to very quickly by some Skinwolves. So bounce bar slightly in favor of Norska at this point in time. Spear is going to chase after the Armored Skinwolves. Over here, counter charges coming from the Wolves. I mean, they'll do not great against Spears. And here come the Knights. I'm sure they're going to try and rear charge those guys over here. Shots coming from some bowmen into the main line. And these Lords are just looking for a place. They're looking for a home right now. They're not really finding it because Norska's pretty tight right now. And a lot of the battle is being fought with the cavalry on the flanks. And they're doing okay. I mean, the Marauder Horsemen, it looks like they've been locked up. These Skinwolves, Armored Skinwolves, wherever they go, they should be able to win. But they can't be everywhere. And they are getting picked apart a little bit. These... throwing axes, they got full surrounded and had nowhere to go. They're going to break. On the other hand, the Skinwolf Werekin is like in no man's land. He shouldn't be on the Peasant Bowman. That's a job for Wolves. His job is in here with Throg, and Tanker is making him pay for that. There's no reason for the Skinwolf Werekin to be so overextended. So two Lords, well, Henri is not a Lord, but he's a Lord in training. He's almost there, man. And these two are going to go up against Throg. Throg doesn't anti-large. He can tank like with the best of them. He can also dish it out. I mean, this is not free damage. The Henri Le Massif is taking a beating. The Werekin are going to get in there and do some damage. Meanwhile, here shots coming in from the bowman. He didn't bring the fire arrows. I would have liked to see the fire arrows against Norska because of the possibility of wolves. They would have done really, really well against all these things that can regen, including Throg. So that would be my suggestion to Tanker. Bring some fire arrows if you're going against Norska. But yeah, Throg has been beaten down by the double Lord combo. On the other hand, this Lord is about to break. Mr. Generic himself. A last-second regrowth just stabilizes his leadership at the very last second, and that is clutch because that means that Throg is going to get whacked again. These armored Skinwolves have been stuck up in some spears, so not able to protect their Lord, which means he's not going to regen, which means Balance Bar is going to edge just ever so slightly in favor of Bretonia. The issue with these wolves, as great as they are, leadership can be an issue for them. They usually sit around base 60, 70 leadership-ish. And the Lord dies, that's minus 10 leadership penalty, more or less. So, terror causing whatchamacallit and a rear charge, and they are pretty much gone. And they do have the Shaman Sorcerer of Metal who's in here for the Encourage effect. He's probably keeping their leadership just alive, but as soon as these two dive down, I think they're going to head for the hills. And once they head for the hills, everything's going to crumble. So that's pretty much it. So, Norsca played a really good game. My only suggestion for him is he's got to keep this guy like disciplined, probably on guard mode, and right next to Throg, because he's the bodyguard, and in a 2v1, Throg's going to lose. So Tanker kicking some ass on ladder day. He played 3 games. He won all 3. Nice stuff to Tanker. We've got what else? So we did Nameless. I don't think I've done this one. Sit out Artie. Let's try this one. And then I got the game from Spiffy here. So this is Bombers and double Necrofex. So Z Melon sort of countered an Empire build that I ran by just bringing like a ton of artillery. I think the thing that can push it over... So in a straight artillery war, I think Empire probably wins. But most people won't bring more than like 4 cannons. But if you bring like 4 cannons plus in the Necrofex, I think that's where the Necrofex can really shine, because early on, maybe the Empire cannons will be targeting the Carades, and then that means that the Necrofex aren't taking the shots, and then late game they can shine with their terror and their ability to shoot the cav up pretty well. We'll see. Lamprey's Revenge are over here. They're solid. These are going to be really... these, what are the caskets? They're going to do a lot of damage probably to the gunnery mob. Necrofex going to shoot in on some infantry. Yeah, shots. I'm going to fast forward a little bit here because already games tend to be a bit slower, and I like to see it on fast mode. So shots here from the Bone Giants going to do some very savage damage to this gunnery white. The Lamprey's Revenge are going to get into the front line. Let's see what they do. I mean, to me, they're a very middling unit. Each shot is taking out like a model or 2, and they're almost crumbling right away. They do have regen, but already down to 7 unit models. So very, very punishing stuff. It is the Bone Giants, I believe, that are focus firing them and taking them off the map. So interesting to target that unit, let's say, before Count Noctilus or the other Necrofex Colossus. But maybe that's just because Sadal wants to take the unit models off of the field, and he knows that committing to the Count Noctilus is going to be more of a commitment. It's going to take some time because he does have an HP pool in the 7400 range plus heals. Gunnery White's not a bad target either because he has a much lower HP pool. So I like the decision to use the Bone Giant on the Gunnery White, but also splitting some shots here and just taking out some Lamprey's Revenge unit models, taxing the micro a little bit here. These infantry are being chipped down here by bombers, I guess, but also these halberds are getting wrecked. These bombers were not able to space themselves properly, so they are fighting in the spears, which is a little bit awkward. Somehow the spears are just so poverty, they're still losing to the bombers. And a few shots are still landing on the spears, even though they're in melee combat. So that's crazy. The Bone Giants have now, I think, killed the Gunnery White. So they're going to be shooting in on Count Noctilus and doing a solid amount of damage. He should be crumbling soon, I would expect. What is interesting here, though, is despite all of this shooting, Grand Hierophant Katebs is at full HP. So I don't know if the Necrofex are effective at sniping something like a Grand Hierophant Kateb, but it would have been nice to see that get chipped down. We've got Deckhand Mob and other things pushing back the Sepulchral Stalkers, who are trying to get some cheeky little shots there in on Noctilus, I believe. Oh, Gunnery White is still alive, so my mistakes. He's around. Wraith Storm coming down from Noctilus. Gonna tag some spears, I guess? I mean, probably that could have been used better on Grand Hierophant Kateb, or maybe on a Casket of Souls in the back. I don't really know. Sepulchral Stalker's taking some damage. I think that's what Noctilus has been shooting at. I don't know. When I hold down space, or when I look at the firing arcs, because it defaults, I guess, to player 1, so I see what the Tomb Kings are shooting at. I don't see what the Coast is shooting at. This guy's just sitting pretty in the back. He's firing. Woo. If you like shots. Yeah, he's shooting at the Eyes of the Desert, the Sepulchre Stalkers, who must be revealed right now. They're not stalking too much. But Noctilus is getting pounded by the Bone Giants. Battles are still fairly even, could go either way. But the Lamprey's Revenge are crumbling, and I feel like they've done nothing this game. Over here, some of the screens are chasing off this unit of bombers. I don't think 2 units should have been commit to that. 1 unit could have maybe been sent here to screen out this gunnery mob. But these Tomb Guard Halberds and these Scorpion Legion, they just hold strong. The Scorpion Legion is really hard to take off of the field. And they actually were able to deal with the deckhand mob like decently well. Meanwhile, Noctilus taking some shots, and he's going to crumble. And that's pretty much all she wrote. So if you like arty matches, if you like shooting, Sadow's your guy, man. He knows how to do that. Watch his playstyle, see what he does, and learn from it, because it's the real deal. So let's move along. What do we have next here? I gotta do my boy Spiffy. Where's Spiffy at? Where's Spiffy? Where's Spiffy? There's Spiffy. I think this is a Spiffy game. I don't think I've cast this one yet. We got Bretonia versus Empire. Let's try it. In the meantime, while this is loading, I'm going to check in and see if... nope. I don't think Sadao has dropped that that replay file yet. Alright, so Spiffy is playing a Bretonia. He's got the Prophetess of Heavens. Maybe I don't remember if I cast this one or not. We got Marcus Wolfhart in the back. We've got some war wagons. Trebuchets doing some work on the Reichsguard. Yeah, I think I did cast this one. She drops the rocks at the beginning. Yeah, I saw this. I think I saw this one already. There's the rocks. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna cast that one again. Okay, so I hope you like the replays. I think that's pretty much all I've got for... Oh, I got one more game. I'm going to be really sneaky here. I told Zmel this one was off the record because we were just kind of testing something out. But since I have the replay file, hopefully he'll forgive me if I just show it. So this was at the end of the night after... Oh, shit. Oh, no, it's not this one then. Never mind. I don't have it. Too bad. So sad. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you around. Bye.